that concludes our weather forecast for today. Greetings, Earthlings and Fragcommies. My name is Luke. I am Poe. It is great to be with you today. Today we're talking about two fragrances that are getting a lot of hype. And maybe one particular fragrance in general that's getting a lot of hype because it does something that the original fragrance does, but better. Club De Nuit Intense Milestone. If you are not familiar with the House of Armaf, they do certain inspired fragrances, highly inspired fragrances. For example, Club De Nuit Intense Man is highly inspired by Creed Aventus. And this guy, highly inspired by one of my favorite Creed fragrances. Only have a decan of it, but it is Creed Millesime Imperial. If you haven't smelled Creed Millesime Imperial before, there is a very distinct, salty, aquatic watermelon thing going on that is very addicting, very well blended. The knock on this Creed, though, is that it doesn't last, and I would concur with that. It tops out at 2 hours, and then it's gone. And if you're going to be paying Creed-type prices, why would you want that kind of performance? This guy can be had for around the $30, $35, $40 mark, and it does the whole Millesime thing about 92% similar. Percentages! Sometimes in more affordable, nay, cheaper fragrances, you might find a little bit of an alcohol-y tinge right off the top. This one definitely has that, but once it calms down, you still don't want to sniff it up close. Sarah from Glam Finds, shout out to her channel. She originally brought this up, and it's kind of like when someone points out something and you can't unsee it or unsniff it in this case, right? That up close, it is just kind of a jumbled mess. But really, when you smell the sillage and it wafts around you, it is so good. That's all nice and dandy or whatever, but what does it smell like? Yeah, mister? Ha! In the summertime, I loved playing baseball. I was not a fan of the New York Yankees. I grew up a Cardinals fan in Missouri. I am now more of a Rockies fan. As you can see, I'm sporting the purple pinstripes. But this guy kind of reminds me of another guy in pinstripes, albeit for the New York Yankees. Now, Derek Jeter growing up, very popular. Did some things very well. He was really hard not to root for with his style of play, his aggressiveness, his ability to come through in the clutch. He was a very exciting player to watch, even for people that weren't the biggest fan of the Yankees. A few years ago, his performance started to decline, and another member of the Yankees started to maybe overtake him in terms of popularity. Aaron Judge, 6'7", 270 pounds. This man is a giant playing baseball. This guy has performance that maybe a Derek Jeter a la Creed Millesime Imperial started to die down, and then Aaron Judge hits it out of the park as he comes through the ranks, and now is more of the face of the Yankees. Now let's take a look at some pros and cons. The pros being why you should buy this over Creed Millesime Imperial. I think the first and most obvious one is it's $35 to $40 freaking dollars, people. Like, that's a no-brainer, right? You want to spend $200? You want to spend $35? I am not the greatest at math, okay? I have a very limited skill set. I know how to tell jokes, I know how to write, and I can kind of talk decently, and that is it, okay? I am not a beautiful mind, let's say. Pros: this is going to do that same thing you want in a Millesime Imperial, that salted, watermelon, aquatic, citrusy, fresh vibe. It's going to do that same thing, but for a much affordable price. And the performance is like 2-3 times better. As far as longevity goes, I get 6 to 7 hours. Projection is very nice. We're talking for 1 to 2 hours. Of course, in the heat and in the sunshine, this is going to vary a lot based on humidity. For example, if you're in a tropical environment, it's not going to last as long as it would here in the dry mountain air. So that brings us to cons. And really the only con I could say is, it is a bit of a mess. If you smell it up close on your skin in the opening, once it dries down, it's really nice. And even in the mid, when it's transitioning into the dry down, it is really nice. When you first spray it on your skin, you're going to get that alcoholic tinge. You're also going to smell it and be like, I'm not sure this is for me, bruh. And then I'm going to be whispering in your ear going, give it some time, said the rapist, I guess. That got dark quick, guys. Let's think of a more appropriate / offbeat a character, okay? Just give it some time, said the really incredibly lonely hypnotist. If you are a Creed fanatic, and there are some out there, I really enjoy Creeds as well. You're not going to get that Creed DNA that you have come to expect and love. This one is so close for what, $35 compared to the Creed prices of $200 plus? If this one stays as it is now with the performance, doesn't get, really watered down in reformulations, and I don't ever really see a need to buy the real thing. That is Creed Millesime Imperial. That is going to wrap it up for me today, Frag Commies. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this sort of content, talk to someone about it, because this is not normal. This is a very niche corner of a very niche selection of Fragcomm. I mean, we're really kind of slicing ourselves thin here, people.